What's going on, guys? I'm Zach from the Lumiose Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we're going to be breaking down just stuff we see in the Scarlet and Violet trailer. This is the trailer from Pokemon Day, so it's the very first trailer, the reveal trailer for Scarlet and Violet. We're just gonna dive right in and see what we can find. Okay, so I'm going to have the volume off during this, just so I don't get copyright striked or anything. So I think the number one thing, this has been broken down a lot, is that from, like, the flare from his flashlight, you can see a rainbow, indicative of Scarlet and Violet, two opposite ends of the rainbow being the names. Right here, we're going to slow-mo this so we can see the Pokemon. Okay, so if you look at it, and we're going to pause the screen on it, it seems to be that little thing we see run across. Obviously, it's a Pokemon because this is a Pokemon game. It seems to be some kind of rabbit. You can tell especially by how it moves. It has that little hop. But yeah, so maybe a regional Pika clone. Not sure. We'll piece it together, though. So, again, you see coming out of the doorway, Scarlet and Violet light. Obviously, again, indicative of the names. When he goes into the room, you are going to see just a ton of stuff. It's kind of like an old explorer's room. For those of you who've been to Disney World or Disneyland, this reminded me a lot of like the Jungle Cruise ride queue, which I only bring that up to say very explorers themed. Okay, so right there. So this has been talked a lot about too. There is on that chair a little symbol that's like a spider web and a little triangle and an eye. Some people think villain team. I'm leaning more towards Pokemon, and given its significance, it's probably a legendary. You can also see some Pokeballs in the bowls behind it. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what exactly that thing is. Obviously, you have the Iberian Peninsula map on that little board there. Coffee, making us all think Detective Pikachu, but coffee's actually incredibly relevant to Spain as well. That's one of the big crops from the South American region that they would take and, really boosted their sales. Alright, so now to go into the actual game footage, we see, obviously, this beautiful, beautiful shot. Now, right here, right in this shot, there is a new Pokemon's cry. I'm going to let you listen to it now. Okay, I'm not sure if you heard that. We're going to go back and play it one more time just in case. But just listen, there's a little cry in the background. First you hear Starly cry in the trailer, and then you hear this cry. Okay, if you didn't hear it, it's in this shot right here, so please keep going back and keep rewatching that, because I promise you it's in there. I'm usually pretty good on picking up Pokemon cries and at least recognizing them as a cry. I don't recognize that one. If you do, be sure to let me know. By the sound of it, it sounds like a ghost type, bug type, fairy type, something like that, but that's just speculation. So then obviously this beautiful shot of the Starlies here. I feel like this has been broken down a lot, all of this stuff, but just gorgeous shots of the Pokemon in here. Now I'm going to talk about that Drifloon shot. Alright, so if you look in the top, like kind of right, you see this big mountain way in the back there. And if you notice, you can see some tree assets on it. And there are other places like this in the trailer. But basically, that kind of confirms that we can go all the way up there. I've seen other people talk about that, but I think that's really important. And so I wanted that to be out there. There's something flashing behind Meowth in that shot. We don't know what that is. I imagine it's a item or something, not a new Pokemon. Gorgeous, gorgeous city. I'm so excited for that city. Obviously, the textures on the Pokemon, everybody's talked about that, but it is incredible. I have to at least mention it. Gorgeous plaza. I'm so excited for these games, just because of how vibrant this city looks. Okay, so right here, if you look above the player's house, again, there's another, like, cliff behind it. Again, you can see tree assets. So it's just crazy to me how vast this world is. I know, like, seeing it in a trailer, not seeing a map, kind of makes it seem maybe small. But when you look at details like this, it's really gigantic. So I think it's also important to note that we've seen a ton of themes with oranges and grapes seem to be a big theme of this game. You have a bunch of orange trees we see in the trailer, and we see it at the player's house. We only see the player in Scarlet clothing outside of the house like that. So who knows? Maybe there'll be grapevines in the Violet version, and just the orange trees are only there in the Scarlet version. We only see the Violet character inside the house like here. Obviously, we've got a piece of the map right above. Everything will be so much better when we can finally see that full map and we can piece together just how big this world is. Obviously, orange and grapes and those crests again. Okay, and now when it pans out from the starter Pokemon, there are a few details that we can see that are pretty cool. It's kind of a hard shot to grab. This is pretty much the best I could do. But you can see a bunch of really neat things around the room. The piano, a bird cage, a megaphone, a little terrarium. All of these are placed here for a reason. They must mean something. Maybe a new Pokemon, maybe the Star Evolutions. Not sure. Feel free to pause that screen and see what you can find for yourself. Just be sure if you do that to let me know in the comments below what you find. And then obviously the big just jaw drop moment where they reveal these games are coming out in 2022. Well, there you have it, guys. That is our Scarlet and Violet breakdown video for the first trailer. Of course, we'll be doing more of these as more trailers come. I tried not to go too heavy on the things that everybody has talked about. Hopefully I did a good job at that. But be sure to let me know things that you found this trailer that you think other people haven't yet. I was really surprised that no one had mentioned that cry. Again, be sure to keep going back and playing that video over and over again, because there's definitely something there. I'm certain of that. If you can identify what Pokemon's cry that is, please let me know. It's not the Starly. It comes after the Starly in that shot at nighttime right before the music starts. I'm telling you, there's something there. Well, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, because we'll be doing a ton of more things with Scarlet and Violet, as well as breakdowns for trailers specifically as we get more of those. Hopefully, it won't be too much longer before that happens. But whenever that's the case, like I said, we'll be there to cover it. Until next time, I will see all of you later.